Hey guys, it's now 10 weeks out from the NPC West Coast Classic, my first NPC male physique show, and I've just done about 40 minutes of cardio, just kind of moderate, steady pace on the bike, about level 12, 13 for 40 minutes, and now I'm going to do some abs. Technically this is a rest day for me, so no weight training as such, but I still like to do something, so cardio and abs a little bit later on in the day. And this is really just to show you like how I train my abs 10 weeks out from the competition. That way you'll be able to see as the videos kind of get closer to the contest date, how my abs change. I mean, pretty good at the moment, but I'm still carrying a little bit of water and body fat, so I thought for once I'll bring the camera along and show you what I do months out from the show and not just a couple of days. So this is really just a circuit, 20-30 reps. I don't really use any weight. I focus more on breathing and contraction. And this time around I've started on a decline one, so this is the first exercise I would do, and as you see, this is me doing it. It's not so much that it tires me out, it's the breathing that I'm doing. If I show you, when I come up, I've already fully contracted my torso, fully breathed out. And that way I get a deeper contraction than just and going through the range of movement. So let me show you here quickly. As opposed to just coming up, there's no real deep contraction. So the reason I do it on that decline is just to get, I guess, more gravity, actually more resistance as I go down. Typically, if I work out at my studio, I just do it flat on the floor, feet up on a bench, just so I can get that extra kind of level of conditioning, that peakness, by lifting my hips up. So 20-30 reps on here, more the upper portion of the abs, and now I actually move on and focus more on the oblique, so next exercise. Next exercise for me, really the obliques, but also intercostals, and it hits the main rectus abdominis, so I'll just do it first. It's basically like a back extension, hyperextension. I scissor my leg so the top leg comes forwards, and then from this I'll do like a side lateral crunch, but with a rotation, so my elbow actually comes back and around, and you'll see the effect as I do it. Again, breathing, contracting the muscles each time I come up. Sometimes I'll switch it up and do like a medicine V-ball, kind of sat down on the floor holding a medicine ball or some kind of weight, dumbbell or kettlebell, side to side, so I get that movement. But what I like about this one is I feel it really doesn't work this area per se, but I feel it really does help, especially when you're low body fat level, work this area and tone it up, especially with that rotation. So if going back to the competition, doing some of the quarter turns where we're typically more in this position, for me anyway, I find that that particular exercise really helps work this area, so that when I'm twisted round at the intercostals, the obliques, and although that isn't technically a muscle there, it's as lean as it can be. So other side. third exercise. Next exercise is really is an old school one. You know, when I first got into the whole fitness or bodybuilding back then, I was reading a lot of the books from like Arnold Zero, and this is one of his favorite exercises for working the obliques. So seated bar twist, I call it, and not too many people in, so basically keep my shirt off for this one. So again, just to emphasize the breathing and the technique, more importantly. So with a bar, you can use an Olympic barbell, but that weighs about 40-45 pounds and it builds up some momentum. And I prefer the seated because then I'm keeping my hips locked, as opposed to standing where, as I rotate, my hips to a degree move as well. So again, with the breathing, exhale, I'm going to exhale as I rotate and squeeze as hard as I can. So it's about control, precision control in this one. Breathe in. Typically, I'll do 50 of these seated and with that same kind of tempo. Just relying on almost momentum and a fast speed. I don't feel like I'm engaging. I might get my reps, but as I always say, you know, make sure every rep counts and you're not just counting every rep. Actually, I want to show you one more exercise that I will kind of interchange for this one every other week, perhaps. And that is, I've got a kettlebell here, but I normally use a 45-pound plate, and I'll just do that. Similar to that second exercise I did where I stand at shoulder width with my feet, I'd normally hold a plate, 45-pound plate, behind me like this, and then as I go down, it's rotating back slightly, so down and around. So breathe in, and as I pull up, it's this side that I'm crunching. So. Over just to give you guys an example. So knuckles kind of almost at the back of the leg, down, slight rotation. I mean, I'm not literally twisting around, but because the weight's behind me, it's pulling me around slightly. And then breathe out, really contract the abs as I squeeze down, or hand up. Something about that exercise that when I'm really lean, like weeks away from the competition, that one just seems to really enhance my definition in the abs. And I don't really go any heavier than 45 pounds. Abs is not something that I would try to continue to progressively overload. Again, it's all in that breathing, and the muscle structure is similar to that of your, I guess, your tibia anterior. It's like a sheath of muscle. You know, it has no muscle belly like pretty much every other muscle group. One more exercise, and what I've started doing now is I am now on decline leg lift, but I start to feel it in my lower back. So I pick up, I've got a travel roller. If I'm at the gym, just use like a foam roller. I like this one because it's solid. And really work on my lower back. I don't use this to work out the abs. It's too soft there and organs there, but the lower back muscles, I'll just kind of lean on it and roll back and forth like that, especially around the lower back. And I used this before in a couple of videos. The benefit is it kind of separates that connective tissue, that muscle fascia that connects the kind of groups the muscle bones and everything together, and that leaves me feeling a little bit warmed up to move on to the lower abs. So this one again, no weights, lower abdominals, and as my abs get stronger, I tend to move this up higher so I put more resistance on, but just show you how it works. If you see my older ab videos, this one is by far my favorite one. But again, it's all in that technique and breathing. So legs up, keep these slightly bent, but I keep the toes pulling towards me, and then exhale and lift. So back down. Again, limited range of motion. Depending how high I take it, I need to rest for a breather, but I mean literally 5 seconds, just enough to let my abs kind of reoxidize and get some oxygen back into them. Mainly aerobic they are. And that's really the circuit I do. I would do this probably 3 times, 30 reps or 50 for seated bar twists. One circuit, background, same again, 2, and a 3rd time. But I really can't emphasize enough that breathing and the contraction of the muscles. I mean, it literally is on every rep. Hence why when I get up from some of those exercises, I'm kind of panting to catch my breath, but that's really how I train abs. So 10 weeks out from the competition. Body fat, I don't know, I seem to have held my condition a lot longer throughout the off season. So I'm 180, 82 pounds at the moment. Body fat, I don't know, I don't measure it. I look in the mirror and see how I compare from last time, but around 5%. As always, stay up to date on my Twitter, @RobRiches. You can see what I'm training on my diet at robriches.com. And also guys, check out Instagram, Rob Riches Fitness. I'm actually taking pictures of all of my foods that I'm eating for every meal, and actually it's got a lot more text to explain macronutrients, calories, proteins, and what I'm having there. So until next time, keep training hard and stay tuned for more. Bye guys, bye.